line. Hey, the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Good evening, good day, everyone, and now welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where we're live at Bristol Dirt Motor Speedway, where we'll see the fourth season of the action-packed adventures that PTM Dirt Series have brought upon the drivers here on PTM Racing TV. And now it's time to introduce the new season with some new drivers mixed in between. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusader driver. Welcome back to the show as always. We're getting ready to go racing here right now on the clock here, getting set up on the spot. Drivers are getting taken care of here right now as we're setting it up. So let's go ahead and start them on the pole with our drivers lineup. Let's take a close look at this one here. Heat number 1 is going to come at you here. Our starting lineup sees in the number 1 position the 5 of Chantel, the throttle bottle, and the Green Tech Energy number 5 to her outside. It's that 00 machine, the Silver Beast there of Derek Pope. Row number 2, it's going to be Eric Gannon, the 51. It is outside, in the Mr. Customs 51, I should say. It is outside. It's going to be the race tire signal 65 of Cody Scott. Your final starter is the 58 of John Kuntz. Our first heat is about ready to go racing here as they are lining them up into position, getting all situated out, getting nice and risky all year out here. We're ready to go racing here in just a little bit as we're going to bring this Tower of Doom onto the stream, onto the show for the first time tonight. We're ready to get back to the action, get all settled up. Season 3 has already ended. Season 4 came quickly. And the drivers were just hungry to get out here for some more. And you can see why as they're getting ready to tackle this very fast, out of control track. Let's see what they have in store as the green flag comes on out, leading their way. There it is. We're on the gun. We're going. Here we go. And off the line through the chicane down the bottom already. A little bit of troubles there for Cody Scott there in that 65. He's blinking pretty bad out there. He's going to have to get that internet fixed up a little bit if he can. To the bottom goes the throttle. Chantel, throttle Pottle there in the number 5. Green Tech Energy Machine making a nice run off there on the bottom line. Here comes the Silver Beast there, the 00 of Derek Pope. Running the old, I'm not sure if that's called the Silver Beast or not. I can't quite read the sponsor from that end, but we'll just call it the 00 Chevrolet because right now it's looking like a Chevy because that's hot stepping it on the outside line looking for a run or two. You see the throttle though. She is hammering the bottom line, keeping a nice steady end there. But on the onboard camera we go to Eric Gant, another new driver to the series here. You can see he's playing a little bit of a different line, trying to go from the bottom and ring it back up to the high side. But with Cody Scott blinking as bad as he is, that's not helping his cause any for how he wants to pursue the race. And down to the bottom, here comes John Kuntz there in the 58 machine. He looks for a run and a half, takes the cone with him. He does not know that cone lives matter around here. You don't just take the cone out like that and think you get away with it, my friend. No, no. On to the bottom we go. Chantel still trying to find a way to get around Derek Pope there, but it seems as though the outside line may have a little bit more firm grip. One thing we will talk about later on is how much different these tires have affected the track and how much they have done to the surface here as well for these cars. And it's a major change. The same has been done to the late model series, but these dirt stocks, in my opinion, they make a huge change in a little bit of a different situation or two that you'll see later on. Back on through the field here. We are going on board here with John Kuntz right now as he desperately tries to get up there close and personal with Eric Cody Scott and Eric Gant. Eric Gant still trying to get something of that grip down on the bottom, but it's just not sticking as it looks like Cody Scott with a bobble there on the outside line. Almost loses it completely into Eric Gant. Manages to recover it. Nicely done. But now it is John Kuntz's time to come at him and try to fight his way through as we're winding down with only 2 laps to go. The 51 there of Eric Gant doing a nice solid runner positioning around there. You can see Kuntz falling back further. I think Cody Scott's blinking issue might be affecting him a little bit too much in his opinion. Coming to the end now. We're going to come to the white flag for heat number 1 as they come out of turn 4. Derek Pope still with the race lead. The white flag out though. They're going to have a nice charge and a half here. Looks like the throttle decides to go to the outside line and try to stick it to him. Back to the bottom. Tries to get that corner panel. Tries to get inside there. Maybe looking for a run or two off it. Now slides it into the bottom out of turn 3, down in turn 4. I thought she was going for Slayer territory. It's not going to be as she comes down to a drag race to the finish now with Derek Pope. And Pope barely holds on by 900ths of a second. Chantel will finish second. And what a finish there, my friends. What a battle there. Oh, my. Heat number 1 is in the books. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Let's lead it in here. The Pottlez Wrapz heat number 1 results are up. It's Derek Pope taking this one home by 900ths of a second. Second's going to go to Chantel, the throttle Pottle. And third goes to Eric Gant. Fourth to Cody Scott, despite the internet issues. And fifth goes to John Kuntz to round out heat number 1. As we now bring him on in and get all settled up here. Whoops. Not what we were expecting there. We're not trying to get the gridding order started yet there, producers. Can you figure that out by now? Alright, here we go now. We got them lined up. We got them set up for this one. Let's run them down here to the driver's lineup for your heat number 2 action here at Bristol Dirt Motor Speedway here. On the pole, Matthew Hoffer in the 84 will lead him off here to his outside. It's going to be Steven Lickenher in the 26. I said his name wrong. I'll look it up and how I say his name in a minute. I apologize, guys. Run number 2 is going to be the Crusader himself. In the number 14 to his outside is Warren Young in the NOS Energy Drink number 1. And the final starter is Jeffrey Oakes as he will try to bring home the American Sweet Pie and that beautiful number 20 Camaro. Let's bring him around real quick here. Get them all settled up here. Lee Puttister, Pottle saying, come on, Chantel, go, go, go. Tyler Hagwood, does Pope have eyes in the sky? I don't know, to be honest with you. I wish I did. Seems like it though anymore. Alright, so drivers leading back in, and just a real quick a little hands up here. It's Lingenfelter. I swear it's going to take me a while to get used to that name. I'm sorry, Lingenfelter, but I'm not the best at names, and I think I've made it very clear on the show before, so apologies again. Here we go. We'll lead them off here right down in the corner zone. We're set to go racing for heat number 2 action here. Driver's getting nice and comfortable, getting all settled down. Waiting for the right. Wait a minute. It looks like Hoffer didn't even go off the line here. What was this? Lingenfelter just went right out of the gate. Got a good start. The green flag's fine. We're underway, but Matthew Hoffer didn't even go off the line, man. Well, nevertheless, he's going to get the advantage here coming around in the turns here. He's got an early advantage there on the drivers. As a newcomer, looks to try to make his name and his presence felt. 10 drivers in total are with us here tonight as Matthew Hoffer and Warren Young going at it a little bit. Here comes the old Crusader in the 14 up on the high banks, high side, following in with Warren Young. They'll charge him around out of turn 2 here, giving it a nice running position. Warren trying to get the draft off of Lingenfelter. You can see Lingenfelter, though, is doing a great job holding that area, playing, keeping a nice distance from him. You could say right about now he's probably been falling under the 2021 social climate because he's social distancing pretty far from Warren. But Warren, though, seems to get a little bit of momentum back in those straightaways here. That old draft has really gained some ground on him, giving him a little bit of a hand or two. The onboard camera with the old Crusader. We'll take a close look at just how he's handling these turns, but you can just hear how hard he is ramming that motor in. He's barely lifting it at all, and it's really not helping him whatsoever. You're seeing Warren get a good run off of that. And Matthew Hoffer now right behind him, looking for an opportunity, maybe looking for an early pass here, trying to see if there's anything to go for it. Warren, unfortunately, not able to make a pass there, but will the same be said about Hoffer here? To the bottom line he goes, tries to stick it in, and Crusader up on the wall protection, nowhere to go. Here comes Jeffrey Oaks now, and the Wounded Warriors support the troops, number 20 machine. He's coming in hot around those turns, coming in pretty quickly here, looking for a little bit of a ground or two. Clearance off that front straightaway, doesn't quite clear it there. Holds in nice and steady Eddie, if you will, there, my friend, but he's not holding that bottom line the way he wants to. It is slicking up pretty bad down there. Lingenfelter right now is doing a pretty solid job here in the 26th, having the early advance and the early lead off that little start he got. Got to believe that was a little bit of a boost of confidence, no pun intended here. But it definitely helps him out quite a bit, to say the least, for the later half. And when we go to the feature, that will be interesting to see if he is able to finish out here. He'll start second on the road. Matthew Hoffer right now, a former world champion here in the Dirt Series, a season champ, I should say. He has got the Season 2 victory and nudging out the Crusader in literally by 1 point in Season 2. And as we come to the white flag right now, you can see why he is still one of the guys you got to keep your eye on no matter where you go. Running in the top 3 and firing on all cylinders. But out of turn 3 and 4, though, the same can't be said to this finish. Steven Lingenfelter is going to take home the win. He takes home heat number 2. And that will bring out our race results here now onto the show. Bringing it up now, here is the Pottlez Wrapz heat number 2 results. It's Steven Lingenfelter that's going to take this one. Feller is going to take home this one. Seconds go to Warren Young. Third will go to Matthew Hoffer. Fourth to the Crusader. And fifth to Jeffrey Oaks. As we round out the field, we are now settling up and settling down for a warm-up session. And while the drivers get nice and cozy here with about 1:30 to figure out, 10 drivers are locked in with us here tonight. They will be going for the big win in the season start here. We'll see who's able to pull off this one to the end. When we come back, folks, we're going to the main event. The feature's coming your way. It's coming at here live on PT Racing TV. Don't go anywhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by Maconi Setup Shop. When you're looking for the fastest, best setups around, well, there ain't no better way than to go than with Maconi Setup Shop. Be sure to visit up their website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you're looking to get an affordable design made your way, your style, and all that, well, then visit Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by GridFinder.com. The best way to find a new league, filter your search by race day, geographical region, gaming platform, racing, sim, and car class. You need a broadcaster, or live designer, search GridFinder, the home of online racing. And that settles it down. We are ready, ladies and gentlemen. Got about a minute and, well, actually we have a minute so on, but it's taken down. We only got 20 seconds left on the clock before we get to racing here. Packed house here tonight. Fans coming from across the globe to watch this incredible series of Bristol Dirt. And one thing also to note, folks, is they do clean the track up to a 10% state wear to the warm-ups. They then have to burn the track up the way they want to, depending on how many they have out there to run the feature as they get ready for the A main event now. Going to get settled down in here, get ready to go. We're going to go ahead and refresh the page here, just make sure we are set on our end. There we go. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how we got to this point. It's going to look, well, no, that's not how we were supposed to grid up here, folks. What producers, I thought I told you to get this dialed in by now. What is wrong with you guys? Good Lord. Well, apparently we got to do it the old school method. So, all right, let's go ahead and get the old school method out here and running. Here it is, your starting lineup tonight for the main event of the evening. On the pole, Derek Pope in the 00 to his outside. It's Steven Lingenfeller in the 26. Row number 2, it's going to be Chantel, the throttle paddle, in the number 5 to her outside. It's Warren Young in the NOS Energy machine. Row number 3 is going to be Cody, or excuse me, it's supposed to be, I believe, Cody Scott there in the 65. Or no, that's actually supposed to be Eric Gann, I believe, right now. But there is no sign of Eric Gann. Where is he? We have no sign of Eric Gann here, unfortunately, on the show, and I think they might have to go solo without him. That's a bummer and a half. He ran so well in the heat in the preliminaries. I'm surprised he's not going to be able to get a chance to try to run it around here, but nevertheless, that will be the case here as we'll get back under the rounds. Give the drivers a little bit of time to get settled in here, get taken care of. I guess now it'll be John Kuntz in the 58. He'll start row number 3. On the inside is outside. It's going to be Matthew Hoffer. And the grid finder, Maconi Stop Shop, Pottlez Wrapz machine, 84. Row number 4, it's going to be Christian, the Crusader Shriver in the 14 Fox Racing machine. And it's supposed to be the inside of him. It's supposed to be Cody Scott. But there is no sign of Cody either, so that's going to be a little bit interesting to see. And your final starter here in the final row, anyway, is supposed to be Jeffrey Oaks here, and he will be in that position at least. So a little bit of an interesting dilemma here. The drivers are going to have to pace around, get things taken care of here, taking on through. Lee Pottlez Paul saying, yes, Chantel does some cool reps. Yes, we know all that too well. She is one of the best, if not one of the most talented folks we know around here. So here we go here right now. Settle them down. Get them rounded about. Folks, you are watching live here on PTM Racing TV where the PTM Dirt Series are coming out of here. Steven Lingenfeller, man, he was fast-paced on that one, but can he take down one of the veterans there, Derek Pope? Pope, one of the guys you had to watch your eye on all season round. Last time out in Season 3, just barely coming short, I should say. But unfortunately, if it weren't for an old Hagwood camp, he was dominating that one. In mass respect to Tyler Hagwood, man, he gave it everything he had throughout the season, almost with a clean sweep, but nevertheless, definitely showing why he is one of the toughest drivers to beat in the Dirt Stock Series. But decided not to run with us here in the PTM Dirt Series here for the Season 4, which is, I think to the drivers, they may think that's a little bit hard to deal with because they always like having a competition, but that's okay because we're getting ready to show what kind of competition we got around here. We're getting green flag racing here off the start through the chicane. We're underway. 40 laps to the distance here tonight for this A main event, and already out of the gate here you can see how dried up and perfect that bottom line is going to be for Derek Pope out of the gate. But when they start to break in with as many cars or else out there, they will burn the middle and the outside line more to where they get a little more grip up there. That's the beauty of this Bristol Dirt Series. And I'll tell you one thing as well here, as we got a little bit of a battle here between Warren Young and Steven Lingenfeller. Lingenfeller right now trying to do everything he can to work his way through the field. As a little bobble there from Warren Young. Opens the door big time there for him. He gets a nice grip around that one. And outside line, here comes Chantel, the throttle paddle as well, making a big come around on the number 1. Warren Young trying to stay with it here. Here comes a Hynix 58 there. That's going to be John Kuntz in the machine. A little bit of an anime look to that thing, and I don't know if that was supposed to be rated PG for everyone here on the PTM Dirt Series, but sorry, kids. I guess we have to rate this PG-13 now for what's on that car. As they lead it in. Oh, a little bit of a tag there out of turn 3 and 4. Warren Young outside gets tagged. And the caution's coming out. We got a caution. We've got a caution. Caution flag is out there. Unfortunate contact there between John Kuntz and Warren Young, which will now lead us in for the first time tonight, the old PTM instant replay. We're going to be brought to you that in part by our good friends over at Maconi Stop Shop, Grid Finder, and Pottlez Wrapz here. Here is the PTM instant replay in all of its glory. You can see right here a little bit of a run there from the Crusader, but no tag there on Kuntz. And you can see Warren Young and the 5 getting into it a little bit. Great save though by both drivers, especially the one managing to keep it away from spinning out and troublesome. But caution came out, and you can see Jeffrey Oaks. What is he doing down there? He's trying to wall ride this place like he's in Herbie Fully Loaded. You can't just wall ride the track and think it's going to work like that, Jeffrey. I think he's a little bit crazy for even thinking that would work to begin with. So the driver's now getting settled back down, everything nice and cooled off. We are getting ready to get back to the race in action of this portion. So on the restart, looks like nobody really lost any possession. And hey, there he is, Cody Scott back on the track. Oh man, I'm not sure what happened there on that first little end of it, but it's good to see him finally get that thing fixed up and ready to go here. Now can he start to build some momentum and start to clear his name in? Bristol Dirt definitely living up to the reputation to be one of the fastest tracks around on the iRacing circuit. We're seeing it right here and right now as we're getting ready to haul them back up into position. Looking for the green flag to come on out, as is one to do. The green flag's back on out. We're done in. Around the corners of turn 1 and 2 we go here. Side-by-side duels all around. The battle for the race lead. Lingenfeller right now doing a solid job working the outside line, but Derek Pope has that bottom line all to himself. Matthew Hoffer right now going to the outside line, looking in. Looks like a little bobble there from the Crusader. He's going to try to stay low to try to get his momentum back in, try to pull it off. Warren Young right there with him as they lead him down the back straightaway. Here comes John Kuntz in that 58 and Cody Scott in the 65 right behind him. Jeffrey Oaks falling way back into the field. He's going to have a little bit of a workaround or two when all is said and done here. Derek Pope right now doing a nice solid run, solid consistency on his end as we go to the onboard camera here. And you can just see how tight these drivers are hanging in, how Derek Pope is trying to run a much solid line, a much harder run there on the bottom. It seems to be actually doing him some favors or two because Lingenfeller right now is not getting enough grip yet on the outside line. It seems to be holding up for him. Will that be the case to continue on right now? Down the back straightaway they go. Looks like the Crusader wants to throw a little rivalry back at the old nickname, the Pottles around here, now known as Chantel the Throttle Pottle. All the wars those two had back in NASCAR Heat Series, now leading into iRacing, and it's hard to tell who's a better dirt driver anymore because it seems like those two go back and forth with it. But I would recommend and say that I think the Throttle might have him edged a little bit when it comes to league racing because she seems to have dialed in a lot better on certain tracks than he ever can. Although he did tell us earlier today, he said, man, I love rivalries and racing, but I'm out here just to have fun with these guys and enjoy it. I'm not out to win a season championship. I've already got one from other series. I don't need it. I just want to go out and have fun and maybe drink a few beers, and hopefully I don't wreck the whole field is what he said. Well, apparently it seems to be the case. He's doing a pretty good job, though, considering his dilemma as they roll him around, down, out of turn 1, back down in turn 2. Here's Steven Lingenfelder right now doing a great job smashing those corners and smashing those runs in. But the time zone right now is definitely the complete opposite here between him and Derek Pope, as we're seeing right here in the 23 laps remaining on the show here with the 58 of John Kuntz. All of a sudden, where did he come from? Well, he is ramming that thing to the bottom. He is full on throttle assault, charging this one back in, and I'm not even sure where he got the momentum to begin with. But it's working quite nicely for him. He is just doing what he has to there in the bottom. Hoffer trying to get something on the outside line to go more. You can hear how Hoffer is on that throttle. He's trying to be a little more careful and cautious when he hits in those positions, hits those turns in. And the reason why is because he doesn't want to overdo it, overshout it. But he still has a little bit of work to do around here and still a little bit of power under the hood. Lock on board we go with the Crusader. Just listen to that motor too. That's one thing we do not talk too much about. Listen to the power of that thing. He's red limiting that thing. The reason why he's doing that though is because he's trying to keep the car more in line and more straightened off so he can get a little bit of a push. But he's also looking to possibly put the throttle up a little bit into position to possibly make a move or two. If you end up doing that on Bristol Motor Speedway, generally that's what we call a bump and run in the asphalt circuit. Here, well, there's not much of a difference, to be honest with you. Racking around yet out of turn 4 here. Time starting to click away. We got only under 20 laps left in this one. And so far, it's been the Derek Pope, Steven Lingenfeller show, but behind them has been pretty much the matter of can John Kuntz catch up and can Chantel Throttle Pottle defend off the Crusader, while Matthew Hoffer and Warren Young and Cody Scott have just been, well, just kind of hanging back here for a little bit. Time starting to slip away a little bit, starting to kind of go around more, and as we hit him on down, Lingenfeller right now trying to do everything he can to get a pusher of little 2 off that spot. Back to the onboard camera, you can see that right foot working the entire throttle while his left foot's rest on the brake. What he's trying to do there is he's just trying to set up the corners if he has to. Usually on a smaller track he would use that brake a little bit if you're slicked up pretty bad, but no, this track there's no braking. It's either you just let go of the throttle sooner or you don't. That's the only 2 ways I know how to race this place anyway. Cornering back in, looks like Lingenfeller's got a little bit of a run or two there. He's starting to gain some ground. Was down by about half a second. Now he's only down by about 3/10. Starting to make a run and a charge for it here, leaning him back and out of turn 4. With a little bit of a bobble there as a big run there comes from the throttle. Chantel Bottle all of a sudden just moves completely and firing on all cylinders, getting that 5 machine to finally work. She said she's been dealing with some new pedals as of late. She's been figuring it out every time she gets out there. It looks like she might have something figured out with those things tonight. Bristol Dirt is giving her a little bit of a chance here as Lingenfeller's trying not to let her pass. Neither the Crusader. Crusader I thought might go 3 wide. He decides not to. He charged in pretty quickly and did a pretty solid job, but I think he was wanting an opening or two. He's not getting it. Neither one. Whoa, contact made there between Lingenfeller and the throttle. Those two are starting to bump and bang a little. Hard racing off the corners yet again. A little bit of a side bump there, kind of into each other. Leaning back into turn 1. Now back down turn 2. Oh no! The throttle swoopes and controlled out Kuntz. John Kuntz crashed in out of turn 2. Big wreck there, and the caution comes out. Caution's out. Caution's out. And just like that, all of a sudden the hecticness gets a little too crazy around here for our liking. Although that's the beauty of dirt track racing for you. Let's take a look at the replay here. Let's see real quick. Let's get a good look at this one here. Let's go to the chopper cam. Or as my good friend Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, come on, everybody, we've got to get to the chopper. Come on. No. See right here as they're coming off. Looks like Lingenfeller might have drifted up a little bit. Sent the rear end into the 5. Let's take a look at it because that's the first big wreck we've had all night long. And kind of a crazy one to say the least here. We're going to go to the chase cam here. We're going to see a little bit of a different angle of this one. See him pull around here, kind of line him in. See it just kind of drifts up a little bit, and that's where that rear end slides in. But now you can see they're trying to go a little bit out of control, trying to center back up. So the throttle's already centered back into the turn. And that little bump there from Lingenfeller just kind of tagged her in and got her, and then Kuntz, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Bristol Dirt Racing at its hardest, and maybe at its most fun, but that was a little bit crazy even for some of the other drivers around here. We are setting back up down in the position zone, which means it's time to get back to the racing ordeal here in just a minute. We'll have 8 laps remaining to go on the restart, and Lingenfeller not getting anything ruled on for the race officials, so it looks like he'll stay in position. But the way I looked at it, it looked like it was probably hard racing, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens in pit road when we're done with this one. Alright, so we're going to come around out of turn 3 into 4. Line them up, set them up, boys and girls. And get ready to go racing here as they drifted down the front straightaway, charging their way in. Here they come. Running through the course here, down out of turn 2 they go. Here, everybody in a hot pursuit. Hofford, though, with a bobble and a half. Cody Scott gets him a little bit, backs off, lets him recenter. Great move on that end there, as you see Lingenfelder now on the outside. He's got the full throttle assault. Derek Pope trying to hang with him, and the Crusader looking to try to get something with him. Looking to push their way through the field, trying to get something going there, but Derek Pope and the Crusader tag each other on the backstretch. A little bit of a bump and run there. I don't know if you want to call it that, but it looks like that's going to open the door big time. Where did the throttle come back from? All of a sudden moves way from the outhouse back into the White House. That's a mad car right there. I think she might not be too happy about what happened earlier. She's charging hard, getting some runs off it. Matthew Hofford and the rest of the field trying to stay within, get a little bit of a position around the second place drivers, that being Crusader, the Shriver Camp, and the Fox Racing Machine, and the 00 of Derek Pope. Hofford to the outside, looking in here. They're battling for all they've got, trying to hang in there. Looking for a position or two. The onboard camera we go here, and you can just see there's not a lot of breathing room no matter where they go. Everyone's trying to stay out of the way, trying to stay out of trouble. 3 wide salute down the front straightaway. And if you want to talk about aggression, I don't know what that was, but what a pass. There, they made that pass work beautifully there. Cody Scott managing to recover there as Warren Young tags him. 4 spots back up from where she was at all of a sudden now. I think maybe she's got something coming from the leaders. Derek Pope and Lingenfelder are in trouble here if they can hang on. But right now they've got a pretty good line in the pocket here and run on the zone. We've only got 3 laps left. And producers, for the love of God, would you stop queuing that caution lap up when you're supposed to not be? Sorry about that, folks. Coming around out of turn 4, 2 to go. Green flag flies high in the air. We're coming to the end. Hey, look at this down on the bottom. Here comes a charge of and a half. The full throttle assault initiated. I think Crusader Shriver's probably thinking, wait a minute, where'd she come from? I thought she spun out. Coming out of turn 3, down into turn 4. Oh, the throttle has a solid run there in the middle. Keeps it nice and straight to the white flag. We've got a battle for third between these 3. Matthew Hoffert is right there with them, right on the spot. Shriver drifts up a little high. Hoffert goes to the bottom. The throttle stays in the middle. Pottlez going to try to stay right there, but coming out of turn 3 into 4, it's all Steven Lingenfelder. That's going to take home the first win of the season opener. And to a 3 wide salute to the end, it's going to be Chantel holding off the boys for third. What a race. And now, I guess it's a little bit of celebration time. Uh-oh. Warren Young and Jeffrey Oaks getting a little bit of a bobble or two around. I guess they couldn't leave each other alone the whole race. What a race and what a way to start off the season here. Season opener is going to go to Steven Lingenfelder, man. And the 26 machine pulls it away, pulls it off, gets the victory. And what a win that will be to him and his credit there. As the rest of the field kind of pulling back in. Looks like the boys are still having a little fun out there. That's just Demolition Derby at the end of the race there, folks. Well, while those two keep fighting it out and seeing who can get the better of the other two in this little joust, apparently, let's take it down to the Pottlez Wrapz feature results. Here is your final winners here tonight. Steven Lingenfelder is going to get home. Second goes to Derek Pope. Third goes to Chantel Throttle Pottle. Fourth to the Crusader Christian Shriver. Fifth to Matthew Hoffert, and sixth goes to Warren Young. Seventh to Jeffrey Oaks. 8th to Cody Scott. 9th to John Kunz. And Eric Gann's going to take home 10th to round out the field, as looks like the boys are not done yet with the carnage out there. And I think even the Crusaders have a little bit of fun out there. Oh, these two are going to go at each other, ain't they? Even Lingenfelder's going to have a little bit of a donut celebration. The damage on these cars, man, they're damaged up completely. Oh! did he go? He just got sent to the upper room. Oh my. He just got sent out of the ballpark. Well, we better get out of here before they do anything crazier. So, folks, thank you for tuning on in. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to like and follow us up here on PTA Racing TV. I don't know what's wrong with these boys. If you enjoyed this, we'll have the replay on YouTube here in just a little bit. But from all of us here on PTA Racing TV, we can't thank you guys enough for tuning on into the shows. For now, though, be safe. God bless. Take care. And a word to our sponsors. Thank you again to our boys over at Maconi Setup Shop, our friends and family over at Pottlez Wrapz, and then, of course, the good people over at Grinfire.com. Thank you again for the support. We'll see you next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.